There's a kind of kindness that doesn't come from love. It comes from fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of conflict. Fear of being seen as selfish. We call it kindness, but deep down, it's something else. A quiet desperation to be liked, accepted, and needed. And the more we try to please everyone around us, the further we drift from ourselves. Because people-pleasing is not kindness. It's a survival strategy. People call it good. They call it selfless. They say, "You have such a big heart." But inside that heart, something quietly breaks. There's a constant tension, a voice whispering, "Don't upset them. Don't disappoint. Don't be a burden." You convince yourself that keeping the peace is love, that being agreeable is strength, that saying yes is what makes you good. But what if it's not goodness at all? What if your kindness is just a mask, a way to hide your fear of rejection? The people-pleaser wears that mask so long, they forget what their real face looks like. No one wakes up one day and decides to become a people-pleaser. It begins quietly, often in childhood. Maybe you grew up in a home where love had conditions, where approval was earned, not given, where being good meant staying quiet, staying small, and making sure everyone else was okay before you were. You learned to sense the mood in a room before you even spoke. You learned that if you smiled at the right time, if you helped enough, if you never caused trouble, you would be safe. This is where the mask begins to form, the version of you that others can love. Carl Jung called it the persona, the social mask we create to survive. It's not evil, it's protective. But over time, it can harden so much that even you forget who's behind it. You start to confuse peace with silence, love with compliance, kindness with fear, and slowly you build a life where you feel useful to everyone, except yourself. The mask works, for a while. You become the reliable one, the calm one, the one everyone turns to when they need something. People love you for your patience, for your gentle words, for how you always show up. And it feels good, at first. It feels like love. It feels like belonging. But there's a quiet cost. Because every yes that means no, every time you swallow your truth, you trade a small piece of yourself for approval. At first, you barely notice. Then one day, you wake up tired. Not the kind of tired sleep can fix, but the kind that comes from pretending too long. You start to feel unseen, used, even invisible. You give and give until giving becomes your identity, and you can't remember who you are without it. You tell yourself you're kind, but deep down you know the truth. Your kindness isn't free. It's a transaction, a deal with the fear inside you that says, if I'm nice enough, they won't leave me. But that's the trap. You're not being loved for who you are. You're being tolerated for how convenient you are. And when you finally need the same love back, no one knows how to give it to you, because you've trained them not to. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And for the people-pleaser, that unconscious force is their shadow. Everything they've been told is wrong, selfish, or unlovable. Your shadow holds the parts of you that you had to bury to be accepted. Your anger, your voice, your boundaries, your desire to be seen. You labeled them dangerous. You said, I don't want to be like those who shout, who fight, who say no. So you chose harmony over honesty, peace over truth, acceptance over authenticity. But what you repress doesn't disappear. It transforms. It leaks out as quiet resentment, as guilt when you rest, as anxiety when you try to say no. And one day you realize you've spent so much time caring for others that no one ever learned how to care for you. You become the healer who bleeds, the listener who is never heard, the helper who quietly drowns. And here lies the tragedy. Your love is real, but it's trapped behind fear. Until you face that shadow, until you give yourself permission to be imperfect, assertive, even angry, you will keep mistaking self-sacrifice for love. Because the world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your wholeness. Before we continue, please take a moment to like this video. Your support helps more people discover these ideas. And if you're enjoying this journey into the mysteries of the mind, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, back to the video. True kindness has nothing to do with self-erasure. It's not about keeping everyone comfortable. It's about being honest, even when honesty costs you approval. For most people-pleasers, the idea of saying no feels like betrayal. But saying no is not rejection, it's truth. It's a sacred act of self-respect. Because when you stop betraying yourself to protect others, something miraculous happens. Your kindness becomes clean again. You no longer give to earn love. You give because love already lives within you. The Stoics understood this balance deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Kindness without truth is manipulation. Truth without kindness is cruelty. Real love is both. So you start small. You say, "I can't right now." You stop apologizing for existing. You remind yourself that boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks that protect your peace. And each time you honor your truth, the mask begins to crumble. You meet yourself again, not the version others wanted, but the person you were always meant to be. This is what freedom feels like. Quiet, steady, and rooted in truth. When you stop living for approval, the world grows quiet. Some people drift away. Some become distant. The ones who only loved your compliance will leave. And that's okay, because what remains is real. The friendships that survive your boundaries were never built on convenience. They were built on truth. This is the moment your real life begins. You start to speak your mind without shaking. You rest without guilt. You give because it feels right, not because you're afraid. And slowly, the anxiety that once ruled you turns into something softer. Clarity, peace, and strength. You realize that kindness was never the problem. The problem was forgetting that you are one of the people you're supposed to be kind to. True compassion includes you. Real kindness doesn't drain you. It nourishes everyone, including you. Let the mask fall. Let your kindness be honest. Because the most beautiful act of love is finally being kind to yourself. If this video spoke to you, if you've ever felt trapped between kindness and exhaustion, you're not alone in this. Subscribe to keep walking this path of awareness. And if someone you love always gives too much, share this video with them. It might be the reminder they need today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.